Three Chinese astronauts are stranded aboard the Tiangong space station after their Shenzhou 20 return capsule was struck by space debris, and now the internet is calling on Elon Musk to save them. Social media has erupted with global pleas for SpaceX to attempt a daring rescue. Could the man who revolutionized rockets actually help another nation's astronauts? This unexpected twist has turned science fact into the year's biggest space drama. It started as a triumph of precision. China's Shenzhou 20 mission carried astronauts Tiangong, Rui, and Wang Jie to the Tiangong space station in April 2025. For 6 months, they worked seamlessly, conducting experiments, repairing modules, and overseeing life support upgrades. Everything was on track for a smooth return to Earth in early November. But then came the alert that changed everything. Ground control detected an anomaly, a sudden pressure irregularity, and a thermal signature inconsistent with normal readings. Engineers quickly concluded that the Shenzhou 20 capsule might have been hit by space debris, a fragment likely smaller than a coin, moving at over 27,000 kilometers per hour, had impacted the spacecraft. The collision wasn't catastrophic, but it was serious enough to compromise the return capsule's integrity. With the crew's safety in mind, the China Manned Space Agency made a difficult call: postpone re-entry indefinitely. The astronauts would remain aboard Tiangong while specialists analyzed telemetry data and images to determine whether the capsule could safely survive atmospheric re-entry. Fortunately, Tiangong's systems were stable. Oxygen, water, and food reserves were abundant. The newly arrived Shenzhou 21 spacecraft, docked nearby, provided additional support and a potential escape route if needed. The astronauts were calm, professional, and well prepared for an extended stay. Yet the story didn't stay confined to space. As soon as the news broke, the world's attention shifted from scientific updates to emotional engagement. Across social media, one question began circulating: can Elon Musk save them? What began as a technical delay suddenly transformed into a global conversation about innovation, leadership, and the very future of cooperation in orbit. It happened almost instantly. Within hours of the official announcement, the internet erupted with hashtags like #MuskRescueTiangong and #StrandedInSpace. Users across continents began tagging Musk directly, writing messages like, "Elon, please help the Chinese astronauts," and "SpaceX to the rescue." The idea spread faster than the news itself. Why Musk? Because just months earlier, SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule had successfully retrieved NASA astronauts stranded on the International Space Station after a different spacecraft malfunctioned. That real-world rescue etched SpaceX and Musk's reputation for decisive action deeply into public consciousness. Now, with 3 astronauts facing uncertainty, Musk became the world's default symbol of hope in orbit. Social media transformed the event into a digital space drama. Memes, debates, and think pieces flooded timelines. One viral post read, "When humanity's in trouble in space, we all look to the same person." It summed up how much the modern world equates Musk with problem-solving, innovation, and the willingness to take on the impossible. Experts, however, were quick to clarify reality. SpaceX's Crew Dragon and China's Tiangong station are not compatible. Their docking systems, communication protocols, and orbital alignments differ entirely. Even if Musk wanted to help, it would take months of coordination and international approval to make it feasible. And there's another obstacle: the U.S. Wolf Amendment, which legally restricts NASA and its partners from cooperating directly with China's space program. Despite these barriers, the calls didn't stop. They grew louder, not because people expected a literal rescue, but because the idea of Elon Musk helping astronauts from another nation symbolized something humanity deeply wants: unity in space. At its core, the Shenzhou 20 incident is about more than just one spacecraft and 3 astronauts. It's about the fragile nature of human presence in space, and how a single event can unite the world in concern. The calls for Musk's help highlight a deeper truth. People don't see astronauts as representatives of nations. They see them as human beings venturing into the unknown. From a technical perspective, the collision underscores the mounting threat of orbital debris. There are more than 34,000 tracked objects orbiting Earth, and millions of smaller fragments that can't be monitored but are equally dangerous. Each fragment travels at blistering speeds, capable of turning into a deadly projectile. The Shenzhou 20 incident isn't just a warning for China. It's a warning for everyone launching satellites, rockets, or space stations. For Musk, this global reaction reinforces SpaceX's position as more than a private company. It's become a symbol of human progress. SpaceX represents speed, agility, and innovation in an era where bureaucracy often slows down space agencies. That's why the world instinctively looked to Musk, not because of his nationality, but because he's built a track record of breaking limits. Still, the incident also highlights the need for international protocols. All humanity shares space, yet we have no standardized emergency rescue agreement. If astronauts are stranded, no matter their flag, there should be a cooperative framework ready to respond. Experts argue that this event might spark new discussions about global space emergency policies, allowing nations and private players to collaborate in times of crisis. And perhaps that's the real legacy of this moment. The world watched as strangers in orbit became everyone's astronauts. People didn't ask whose space station it was. They asked how to help. The outpouring of empathy, curiosity, and unity showed that space exploration has the unique power to dissolve boundaries, even if only for a moment. The stranded astronauts aboard Tiangong are safe, but their story has already redefined how the world views spaceflight. When the capsule failed, humanity didn't react with rivalry. It responded with solidarity. Millions turned to Elon Musk, not because he owns the sky, but because he symbolizes possibility. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.